Welcome to Common Rule 6, Miscellaneous Common Rules, created by the English 1 team. From now on, you will be expected to always practice this rule correctly with every assignment, whether it is formal or informal. You will use miscellaneous commas to set off all geographical names, items and dates, addresses, and titles and names. The first sentence reads, Chicago, Illinois has a terrible football team. The comma goes in between Chicago and Illinois to demonstrate that Chicago is a city within Illinois. In the second example, items and dates, it reads, October 2nd, 1917 was a memorable day for the Smith family. The comma comes after the date and before the year. Addresses. Do you know where 658 East Wrightwood Boulevard, Hoffman Estates is? 658 East Wrightwood Boulevard is your street, and a comma separates the city from that street name. In your last example here, titles and names, Jennifer Lawrence is the woman. Her position is DDS and is very successful. You separate her name from her position to set off the title in her name. As a side note, when you use just the month and the year in a sentence, no comma is necessary after the month or year. Miscellaneous commas are also used to shift between the narration, main discourse, and dialogue. For example, the first sentence reads, Courtney said with enthusiasm, learn your grammar. The comma would come after enthusiasm and before learn in this sentence to shift between the narration of who said it and what was actually said. In your second sentence, I could not, Danny answered, do anything about the burnt chicken. Danny is the speaker. He says, I could not, shows that he answered, followed by another comma to show that he also responded in that same sentence, do anything about the burnt chicken. In the last quote, you have, Caesar questioned, Ete Brute. You put the comma after questioned right before Caesar's quote. You are also able to use these commas to prevent confusion or misreading. In the first example, to Amber, Kyle was an inspiration. Kyle was an inspiration to Amber, and we want to separate that. So to make that clear, you would say, to Amber, comma, Kyle was an inspiration. In the second sentence, you have Julie and Dawn. For Julie, Dawn was her biggest competitor. Julie's biggest competitor was Dawn, and to demonstrate that, you would read, for Julie, comma, Dawn was her biggest competitor. Let's practice. Take a look at the following sentences and place the commas where they belong. Let's see how you did. The first sentence reads, Today, Darren, is the only time you can buy a TV on sale at Best Buy. You want to make it clear that the speaker is sharing this information with Darren. So your first comment would come after today, and your second would come after Darren, showing that this information was shared with Darren specifically. Your second sentence reads, My mother's address is 4 Chestnut Court, Long Grove, Illinois, 60089. Here, in the address, you need to separate the city from the state. So your comma will go in between Long Grove and Illinois. Seth Payne's flipped classroom ideas appeared in the Chicago Tribune on November 3rd, 2009. Here you have a date and a year, and in this case you need to separate the date and the year. Billy, do you want any more steak? Because the speaker is asking Billy if he wants any more, the comma comes after Billy's name.